Thanks for joining in. Today I'm going to show you how to cut your powder room wigs. Now I know this seems scary because some of you may not have a cosmetology license, never used scissors before in your life. Trust me, I will walk you through it and just look at how gorgeous this wig is. This wig was curly when I purchased it, so I've straightened it and I had to go through and just trim up the ends from those little straggly spots. So stay tuned for your video. First, you're going to need scissors. I'm using my scissor set for coarse hair for the synthetic wig. You are going to also need a comb. I use a wider gap and rat tail on the end, and I comb all those long pieces out. And I also have a wet brush that I love that really helps get out those hairs that get caught up in it. Hair cutting 101. The outer perimeter is your exterior and the inner layers is your interior portion of the hair. So when cutting a wig, you never really cut the interior layers unless you're blending. You typically only cut the outer, exterior, and perimeter to get everything to blend in correctly. Make sure you comb it out well to get any long pieces that may stick in. My knees are killing me, so I'm sitting down. So right now what I'm doing is going through and getting any of those really long pieces. This was curly, so when I straightened it, I noticed it was a little uneven. So I'm going to go through and go ahead and trim those off, and then look for any spots that seem to be really thin and go ahead and cut some length off there so that it will look thicker and more realistic. Now always cut in small sections and a little bit at a time, because our wigs do not grow hair, and you definitely don't want to have to purchase another wig because a small little snip destroyed it. Patience is a virtue, guys. So here I'm slowly working around the outer exterior of the hair to get this fully rounded and full and thick. I keep combing for long pieces, and since she is a mannequin, I can't ask her to look down to get any of that undercut. So I'm angling my scissors so that it creates a little bit of an angle to cause the ends of the hair to bump under. Look at how much nicer this looks just by cutting those straggles off. Here's a closer and faster look at trimming some length off. It was pretty thin, so this is going to make it look fuller and more realistic. And look at the scissor angle, how I am beveling that under some so that I can get rid of all that undercut. Now the next part, you guys are totally going to laugh at me, which is fine, but I'm going to put the wig on, and trust me on this, this allows you to frame this around your face, because I'm cutting this on the mannequin and I may need to fine tune some spots, and I'm doing it over this trash bag here. I cannot enforce how much you need to comb for those pieces that get caught up in the wig or mannequins, and I'm going back to the ironing board here, and this ironing board does have a point on it, you guys, and so what that means, I have to rotate the mannequin head some to keep a straight angle. So make sure you do pay attention to that, and I'm going to go through, round everything, and make sure everything is well blended and thick looking on the ends. I'm going to make sure to keep beveling those ends too. You guys can see that from the scissors here. And I'm just going to finish up this exterior, and now I have flipped the mannequin over to the other side of the ironing board, and I'm cutting the underside of the hair. This is where the undercut is, and you just want to make sure that nothing gets caught. Hey, look, there's David. You guys should definitely watch the video of me pranking him with this wig later. It was definitely worth it. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue working on this undercut and looking for any long pieces that may be hidden. Here is a little bit further away of a view so you can see that I've got this rounded here, and if I want to curl this, it's going to lay so pretty. I'll just go back through and check everything, make sure nothing needs to be slightly fine-tuned or any long pieces have stuck in the wig. And I'm going through on both sides. I've rotated her here so the back side is actually really straight to me. using my wet brush because I like this wet brush in brushing this wig, and it really helps get down through the different layers of the wig. Make sure everything is well rounded and you done with your wig's haircut.